Welcome back, baby. Here we are. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from Hanoi, Vietnam. And I'm about to tell you the best story ever in the history of ever. In front of me is the Sword Lake Octagon house with people living all around it having fun. And what is that? The Sword Lake. What is that? Well, we'll get into that momentarily. And we're going to be walking up on probably one of the most important people in Vietnamese legend. And there is a ginormous monument to him. So we're going to find him right now. I would like to introduce you to Lee Tai To, born in 1974, died in 10/28. Who is this man? He was born by the name Lee Loy. And he is probably one of the most important figures in Vietnamese lore. I'll explain. So in the early 1400s, Vietnam was occupied by the Ming Dynasty, China. And there was a entity or person called the Dragon King. And the Dragon King decided to help the resistance. And help specifically the resistance leader, Lee Loy, behind me. And he decided to help him by helping him acquire a sword. How he acquired this sword was, there was a fisherman named Lee Than that hauled his net and found a heavy piece of metal in it. And he kept throwing it back, but it kept appearing in his net. It was a glowing sword blade. Alright? And then, so that was the first part of the sword. And the second part was a hilt. And basically, while retreating in the forest, Lee Loy saw a strange glow from a banyan tree. He decided to climb up and found the hilt encrusted with jade. And then when the hilt joined the blade, they fit perfectly. The blade was inscribed with the words, "Heaven's Will," proving that Lee Loy was the chosen leader. Insane, right? This is actually in Vietnamese legend. So, once Lee Loy joined the hilt and the blade from this sword, it is said that he grew in actual size and gained the strength of many, many men. He ended up leading a 10-year guerrilla war, eventually defeating the Chinese forces and declaring himself the emperor in 1948. Pretty insane, right? He grew physically and was stronger because of this sword. And basically led a guerrilla warfare campaign against the Chinese. So basically, they were probably outmanned, outnumbered, outstrengthed without the sword. All of this legend basically kind of takes place and is centered around this whole area here, around this lake. This lake is called Hoan Kiem Lake. And this lake is called Lake of the returned sword. That's what it means. And now it's a place where everybody gets to meet and have fun and basically enjoy Hanoi. And I'll be honest with you, this lake is probably my favorite place I have ever been traveling. It's so full of life, and the lake is so beautiful. And there are trees all around the lake. And I gotta tell you the story about these trees as well before we get back into Liloi. So I want to show you first. So we got a tree right here, and I'll be showing you many more of these. If you notice, this tree is basically falling into the lake. It's actually partially in the lake, if you see. And you can see it right here, leaning over into the lake. Vietnamese legend says, don't quote me on this, but it's bad to cut down trees because they hold spirits. It's better to let them fall on their own. So all along this lake, you'll see trees that are growing sideways into the lake area. And it's just kind of fascinating to see. You'll see trees that are like growing almost horizontally. And when I first came here, I was like, what the heck is this? So I had like a little walking tour with somebody, and he told me about the Vietnamese legend about the spirits in the trees and stuff. Check out this pagoda. This old relic pagoda. Hoa Phong. Alright, we're going to be making our way around Hoan Kiem Lake now. Just seeing what everything has to offer here. I hope that whoever's watching, that you come here. Whether that if you're in Vietnam, or you're an American, or you're from any other country, you come to Vietnam and you come to Hoan Kiem Lake in Hanoi. One of the coolest things about this lake also is the just life that happens here. If you see right here, this is just synchronized, organized dancing. People are just dancing. Absolutely fascinating. This isn't happening for any reason either. Like, there's not like an event why they're all there dancing. That's just part of the daily culture. The daily culture. One of the most fascinating things I have ever encountered in my travels around the world, and have never seen anything like it before. Yeah. And look at this whole lakefront area where everyone's sitting down, hanging out with people, just relaxing, fellowshipping. Look, this lady in the distance even dancing too. So this is the, what I would say, #1 spot in Hanoi. At least for this traveler here. And we're gonna make our way around the whole bit of the lake to show you basically like the living organism that is the lake. Like, what the hell are these people doing? You know what I mean? They're doing some kind of yoga or something. People are doing yoga, dancing. This lady's reading here. I met a friend the other day that lives just outside of Hanoi, and he works for the government in Hanoi in finance, and he often comes to the lake after work before going home. And I know I would too. Hell yeah, every day I would do that. And I'm sure a lot of people do that here. There's even restaurants right here on the lake that you can check out, have some food and relax.
Bây giờ
Let's continue the story, shall we? Now, where were we? Oh yeah, Li Loi trying to lead a revolution against the Ming Chinese in the 1400s, and through divine intervention from the Dragon King, comes across a sword in two pieces, blade and hilt. And when they are connected, he grows physically in size and grows more stronger with the force of many, many men. And then leads a 10-year guerrilla war campaign against the Ming Chinese and wins. Declares himself the emperor in 1428. Now, where does that leave him now? So, about a year after the war, and when he became the emperor, he came to this lake. And he was basically boating on this lake. And it used to be called Lukti Lake, aka Greenwater Lake. And then suddenly, a massive golden turtle emerged from the lake to talk to him and spoke to him in human words and told him, basically he told him that he was asking for the sword back from Li Loi. This ginormous golden turtle came out of the water in front of him on the boat here and told him to return the sword now that peace had been restored. Basically, Li Loi realized that the sword was only on loan for the revolution. Li Loi drew the sword, and the turtle caught it in its beak and dove deep into the lake. And basically, to honor that moment, Li Loi renamed the lake Hoan Kiem, which means literally Lake of the Returned Sword. And if you see right in front of me, there is a little monument right there. Probably my favorite monument ever. If I got a tattoo, I would probably get this here. And today, Turtle Tower, that is Turtle Tower, stands on a small island in the middle of that lake in downtown Hanoi to commemorate that legend. Isn't that insane? Probably the coolest story I had ever heard. And now, everyone's just living thanks to the Dragon King, who came and gave Li Loi the sword that helped Li Loi defeat the Chinese and regain Vietnam for his people. Isn't that insane? And then the crazy part also is that he's boating, he's just like boating along here, and then a turtle just goes up and is just like, hey, that was supposed to be returned, so please give it back. Then Li Loi turns around and gives the sword back to the turtle. This turtle goes back into the lake, this golden turtle, giant golden turtle, and that's how the legend ends right there. And now we have the famous Turtle Tower there that's all lit up all night long. in Hoan Kiem Lake, Lake of the Returned Sword. Right? I told you it was a great story. And one thing about the Vietnamese and like their religion, they have like this, primarily the Vietnamese follow this kind of folk religion where they like, you know, like honor people like Li Loi, where he got the sword and grew size and stuff like that. And all kinds of things like the spirits in the trees and everything like that. Probably one of the most fascinating peoples and stories I've ever heard. And now, this Hoan Kiem Lake is probably the coolest place to be for me in the whole world. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not trying to like talk it up like, oh, I'm in this YouTube video talking about how cool this place is. Like, no. I've been to lots and lots of places, and I keep wanting more Hoan Kiem Lake. Hoan Kiem Lake. If I could come here as many times as I could, I totally would. I'd probably come here at least once a year. I know that there's other things to see in the world, but I always find myself wanting to return to this lake. Do yourself a favor. Come to this lake. Just take a couple laps around. Witness just like the culture. You'll see tourists, but you'll see people here that are just here every day. Like, look at this guy just doing some little warm-ups and stretches. It's like the ultimate meeting place for people here in Hanoi. And it's just outside of the old quarter. Just outside. It's pretty cool. Look at this. Ladies, if your man doesn't do that for you, does he really love you? That guy's awesome. He's just, his woman's not even paying attention to him. Like, I think the not paying attention to him part is even more crazy than what he's doing. She's just like, doing her own thing, sitting there, and he has music, and he's dancing, and he's waving the fan on her. Wow. And we have a little performance over here. Let's see what they got going on over here. Wow, isn't that just special? That is pretty special. Now what do we got over here? This little forested area right here is a little temple. It's called Nok Son Temple in Hoan Kiem Return Sword Lake. So we're going to be going over there to check that out as well. And look at this here. Another food spot right here on the lake. And then look at all these trees as well, still. Like I said before, are like leaning over into the water. All right. Literally one of my favorite things to do is just walk around this lake. All right. We're going to be coming around the bend to the temple to show you that and more of just the life that's happening around this lake. And then we'll call it good. And yeah, this video is for you, but to be honest with you, I really miss this place when I'm not here. Like, I really, really do. So being able to watch this video back just really helps me when I'm missing this place. So I can watch this over again, because I've made like a little video of this before, but not like straight up on a YouTube video or anything like that. And it was on my phone too, and with like no mic or anything like that. So it's just gonna be really, really nice to be able to watch this back over and over again myself, and just be able to like feel like I'm there again, with a good quality and good sound and everything like that. Look at Liam, got restaurants right here on the lake. It's got some ice cream here again. Ice cream. I had ice cream a little while ago, but I think I'm good for now. Look at that. Imagine eating your nice dinner right here on the lake. Woo! That is so nice. Now we're getting to like the more busy part of the lake now. It's the part that's right next to the old quarter. The old quarter is just that way. And Hoan Kiem Lake is here. And I'm glad I came at this time before it got too dark, so I can see this. Look at everybody just sitting along the lake. And I'm going to be showing you pretty soon my favorite tree on the lake. And when I mean on the lake, I mean literally on the lake, a tree on the lake. Because of what I said earlier about basically the spirits in the trees, and you can't cut them down. So it's this tree that's basically just completely almost unrooted and leaning completely over the tree. So we're going to see it right now. Alright, I'm trying to figure out what side I want to show you. Probably on this side over here. Because there's like a... It's basically behind this little building here. So we're going to see it right about now. Xin chào. This tree is very cool. It's leaning over the water. And the spirits, right?
Where are you from?
California? California. This is my favorite tree in all of Hanoi. It's almost on the water. It's beautiful. What's your name?
John.
John?
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah, that tree right there. And I met some guy named John. Or Jean. Now let's continue on. This tree is actually maybe even more. It actually might be this tree. It might actually be this tree. Because you can see that tree over there is in the water. But look at this tree. This is the one I'm talking about for sure. For sure, for sure. This one. Look at this tree, guys. It's supposed to be going up, but it's grown that way over the lake. Isn't that super interesting? And even this one too. It's more straight up, but still has a bunch of stuff leaning into the lake. Insane. Pretty crazy. Now I have a little bit of a sad story. It actually is pretty sad. So when it comes to the golden turtle, right? So based on that legend, you would think that the Vietnamese people hold turtles in high regard, right? Which they do. But And this lake was populated by turtles. Giant soft-shell turtles, like giant ones. Which feeds to the legend of the golden turtle. And there was the last one to exist in this lake. And the turtle was called Kusua. And it was a giant soft-shell turtle. But sadly, Kusua died in 2014. Everybody here completely devastated. Like, and I'm talking devastated, they were devastated. A lot of people even thought it was like a bad omen because of just the whole legend of Liloy and the golden turtle and the dragon king. So, pretty sad story. And it would be really, really cool to see like turtles in here now. But I think because of just like the rise of the city itself and stuff like that, like they started dying out and stuff like that. And this is going to be Naksan Temple here. And I'm going to try to see if we can maybe go inside. See what we can do. Well, let's go check out if we can get into this Naksan Temple. I know you have to pay to get in, and I'm going to be holding my camera because I feel like maybe sometimes they're not wanting cameras or something, but I imagine it should be fine. Oh, first, I want to show you something. Probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. So, Vietnam, right? Vietnam, right? So, they have this monument here, and they have monuments like this around the city. But this monument's special to me because, okay, you know, like warriors, they have like guns and bazookas and tanks and stuff like that. But there is something right behind me. Where is it? There. What he's holding in the middle, he's holding like a staff type thing with something on top. That is called a lunge mine. And the Vietnamese would use those to stop tanks. It was basically a suicide mission. They'd be hiding in the brush, and then a tank would roll by, and then they would run out and stab the tank. You could throw it, but the thing is, it's not necessarily like a homing beacon. It may not hit, and you need it to hit because they're expensive. You can't just completely have like an unlimited stock of these lunge mines. So people would lunge these mines into the tanks, basically sacrificing themselves to the cause. Isn't that crazy? That's pretty crazy. Now, we make our way to Naksan Temple. I'll try to record as much as I can.
Dito lang.
We have to buy tickets. Alright, I got my ticket. It's a little bit different now. Before you used to be able to just walk into this place, but then you had to pay to go to the temple. But now you have to pay because they have like a show that they do here. So you're not allowed to film the show, but I want to film just the beauty of this place. 7 p.m. Oh, okay, cool. Waiting in a little line or something. Damn. Waiting to get inside now. Thank you. I made it inside. Check this out. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to record on the inside. This is Nakson Temple. In Nakson Temple. They've really done a lot with this place. Sorry for the loudness of that thing. This is pretty crazy, guys. I really do think that this has something to do with the dragon god and the golden turtle, the Liloi. How special is this? This is pretty special. I didn't think that we were going to see any of this. I was just trying to show you the temple and just walk through real fast, but they have a show. Hang out in the back right here, next to the lake. turtle. The golden turtle. There it is right there. Oh my god. And it looks like Liloy is there. Liloy. This is so special, I swear. Oh my god. And Liloy has the sword. He's about to give the sword to the turtle, just like I said. He gives the sword to the turtle. Go, Liloy! Wow. And there goes the turtle. Liloy is over there doing some kind of dance. Here's the golden turtle. What an amazing experience this is. This is the size of the turtle. The turtle that was here too, in the lake that died in 2014. On that paper, they say that these turtles are actually preserved by some crazy technology. So this is actually the size of the turtle. What a special night. Wow, guys. Probably one of the most favorite videos I've ever made. I didn't even know that this was a thing here at Naksan Temple. It's beautiful. Isn't that so crazy how the show was basically saying exactly what I said? That's insane. Happy days, guys. Happy days. I am so happy I did that. I'm glad I got to show you guys that as well, because it truly is a special story. Like, remember I told you like that they're into their folk religion and stuff like that? For them, that that happened. You know what I mean? And they even put on a show showing exactly what happened with Liloy returning the sword. This seems like a good spot to end the video. Thank you so much for coming along. This was definitely one of the most fun videos I've ever made. I'm glad I got to show you all one of my favorite stories in the whole world. The story of Liloy, the Dragon King, and the turtle.
Gió mùa đang về nhẹ nhẹ mưa rơi em lặng im hẹn thùng mà để thương để nhớ
All right, everybody.
trời mùa đông ngọt ngào hoa sữa.
Thank you for coming along. How fun was that? Wow. See ya.